We've got lake effect snow around today, and that lake effect snow is coming down heavy on the west side of Cleveland. Then we turn our attention to the weekend. We're not done yet. We've got Arctic air and more cold and some snow on the way. All right, taking a look at it. See how it gets kind of blurry in the background there? That's our lake effect snow just on the west side of Cleveland right now. It's coming down real good out towards Westlake. At the airport as well, we've got snow, 23 degrees right now. If you take a look at the radar, this kind of sticks out to you. A decent band that has developed coming on the western basin of Lake Erie. It's attaching to some Lake Michigan moisture as well. And all that spells some decent snowflakes. Westlake, you've been in it. This is coming in onshore areas near Lorain, heading into Avon Lake, dealing with some decent snow. And this is now getting into Lakewood. Decent flakes for you. This includes the airport. So if you're traveling, maybe you got a flight next couple hours, it is a slow go in and around the airport here with this heavier snow pushing into the Brooklyn area. Parma, you've been in and out of this band as well. This stretches into the southern area of Cuyahoga County, Brecksville, Independence, Sagamore Hills, North Royalton, dealing with some snow. And then it does get lighter, but still dealing with snowflakes as you get from Copley, Richfield, Independence area down towards Akron, dealing with some snow as far east as the Talmadge area. And then we've got another burst coming back into areas that already saw the snow. Elyria, Carlisle, getting down towards Larchmere and Litchfield area, all picking up some snow. Primary snow belt, not a lot, just some light snowflakes here. I would imagine as we go throughout the morning that this band will start to slowly transition. It's going to park here for a little while, may get a couple inches out of it on the west side, and then it should transition out towards the east as we go throughout the morning. But we watch the flow off the other lakes, and you can see we've got a good connection with Lake Michigan and Superior coming into this band on the west side of Cleveland. So kind of an odd direction, right? West Siders move there so they don't deal with the lake effect snow. And you've got it here this morning. Cold air is prevalent. This ice that we've got underneath everything, it's not going anywhere. So we need to go to work on it with some treatment. Otherwise, it's going to stay slippery here throughout the day. All right, 20s today. We don't rise much. Lake effect snow will be in and out of the area. Nothing too organized over an area for the entire day, but we are going to be looking at these bands kind of setting up and persisting all the way through the evening hours with your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. Outside of the lake effect, models don't have a great handle on it. Outside of it, it'll just be cold today with clouds mixing with a little bit of sunshine. Lake snow should start to wind down tonight, tomorrow as winds start to shift. We're looking at a fairly quiet day tomorrow as the system slips by to our south. Temperatures up near 30. How much snow? I would probably paint this with an inch or two out towards the west side, 1 to 3 inches out east. Models, again, don't usually get the lake effect snow potential. We've got more snow on the way, though, as we get towards the weekend. So let's talk about that. This one's going to come with a clipper system. This will spread snow over the state of Ohio. We're favoring US 30 and south right now, but this could track a little bit. This would be a 2 to 4 incher on Saturday, but then lake effect would take shape after that. And with a northerly trajectory, we could get some decent totals Saturday night, Sunday into early Monday out in the snow belt. Then the pattern flips. This frigid air comes in and then it heads out through Christmas. It'll be close. It doesn't mean we're not going to be cold, but that cold Arctic stuff is going to stay away. Union Home Mortgage 10-day forecast. Temperatures drop Saturday, and then next week a gradual warming trend. Brissa, we're talking rain and 40s by next Wednesday.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Jennifer Stanonis. Lake effect snow, it's a rare and unique weather phenomenon, and it can happen anywhere there's a large enough lake with cold enough air flowing over the relatively warmer lake water. A more common place for this, for all the weather ingredients to come together, well, it's the Great Lakes region, and that's where we see most of that lake effect snow happening. And lake effect snow, as we know, can have a big weather impact. So let's go more into detail on that and how lake effect snow develops. Well, you get colder air that moves over the warmer lake water, and as that warmer air rises, since it's more buoyant and less dense than colder air, as it rises, it cools and condenses and forms clouds, then precipitation and snowfall that dumps downwind of the lake and over land. And you can get multiple feet in a short period of time from lake effect snow. There are three main weather ingredients that need to come together for this. One, cold enough air flowing over that relatively warmer lake water to generate enough of that instability for convection and that rising air. And the greater the temperature difference, the heavier the snow can be. And you can even get thunder snow. Also, you need enough atmospheric moisture in place to get those snow crystals developing and growing in that rising unstable air. And three, the wind flow over the lake, best case, is over the longest fetch or length of the lake, giving that air more more to work with in terms of generating more instability and producing snowfall. So the direction of the wind flow is important for the snow amounts and locations of the heaviest snow bands. For instance, over Lake Erie, when you get that southwesterly wind flow, that's when areas just northeast of the lake can get a lot of heavy snow, including Buffalo, New York. Same for a westerly flow over Lake Ontario. The eastern end of the lake then can get buried in the heavy snow. Another unique thing about lake effect snow is it is very localized. The lake effect snow bands are usually pretty narrow, sometimes only 10 to 15 miles wide, and just a few miles north or south of the band can be mostly sunny. And get this, a lake effect snow machine can just keep going and going for hours and days, generating significant amounts of snow very quickly, as long as the main weather ingredients stay in place. Lake effect snow events can be very intense and of long duration, producing snowfall rates up to around 5 inches per hour, creating whiteout conditions and blizzards. Massive amounts of snow, multiple feet of snow, can be produced in just a day. And lake effect snow events can last many, many days, which can shut down local cities and airports. That's why it is important to stay weather aware of updates on where and when lake effect snow bands can develop, and have a safety plan in place, such as enough supplies to hunker down through the storm, also alternate routes and travel plans well before lake effect snow happens. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Stenonis.
Driving during the winter can be tricky. Snow or ice can make the roads tough to navigate. Our reporters in Virginia and Ohio have the do's and the don'ts for driving in the snow and ways to prep your car ahead of the next storm.
The best advice for winter weather driving? Just don't do it. Stay at home if you can. If you can't avoid it, here's what you need to know. Our sources are the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, AAA, and Kelley Blue Book. So these are the top 3 things that you should do. First, keep your distance from other cars on the road. Second, never slam on the gas or the brake pedal, and get your car prepared for whatever happens. That means filling up on gas, checking your tire pressure and tread, and always keep an emergency kit handy. Our sources also weighed in on some common questions around snow driving. First up, should you speed up before you get to a hill? AAA says hitting the gas hard could make your wheels spin and reduce your control over the car. Instead, try and get a little inertia going before you reach the hill and let that carry you up. Next, can children's winter coats make your car seat less safe? The NHTSA says that's true. Puffy coats can lead to loose-fitting harnesses. Instead, dress your child in thinner layers and put blankets or coats on after the harness is secured. And this one is a very common misconception. So Kelley Blue Book says you should actually not put your windshield wipers up before the snow comes. That can damage the springs that keep the wipers flush with the glass. But even if you follow all this advice, you still might find your car slipping on ice. So listen up to this. If you start skidding, take your foot off the gas pedal. Fight that urge to just slam on the brakes and instead tap the brake pedal lightly. And if your car slips to one side or the other, steer your wheel in that direction. All this will help you regain traction and self-correct out of the skid. With your Verify, I'm Kyle Johnson.